I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board is just coming out of a coming out of a paperwork review and hand cramping session. We'll start with the review of approval of consent items. Tonight we have on, accounts payable manifest for March 31st, $2,307,717.99. April 7th for $17,785.63. April 14th for $105,053.50. We have payroll manifest for April 2nd, which on my version here is blank. 1 second.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Is it blank?
Yep.
Okay. So we don't have the manifest for the April 2nd. April 9th is $70,681.12. April 16th is $69,450.68. And do we have that manifest there?
4-2,
Yeah, 4-2.
4-2. Where'd she put that?
Which date are you looking for?
First column.
April 2nd.
How about the 7th?
We already read that.
Oh, then 3/31?
Huh?
I got 3/31 here.
Looking at this, that's the last agenda.
This is Monday, April 13th.
All right. April 3rd, it's the last column, right? 62,000. So April 2nd is $62,585.85. I'll repeat. April 9th is $70,681.12. April 16th is $69,450.68. We have 4 elderly exemptions, approvals. 2 are new and 2 are recertifications. We have 2 elderly exemption denials. We have 15 veteran renewals. 2 are for total disabled, 13 are for standard RSA 72:28. We have 4 new total and permanently disabled veterans. We have 1 veteran tax credit, reference to 72:28. We have a town clerk reconciliation from March 2026. We have the tax collector's reconciliation from March 2026. We have 3 abatement approvals voted on 3/23/26. We have 8 abatement denials voted on 3/23/2026. And they have a notice of final tax date form from the tax collector. That's in the consent folder. Anybody like to see anything removed or any discussion?
Walker's licenses?
That's
in business.
That's in business. So I'll take a motion to approve the consent as read.
Can I ask what the denials are for? Which, under the veterans? The elderly exemptions, I'm sorry. See those.
In general terms?
Yeah.
1 was due to over the, income level,
Okay.
and 1, actually, they both were due to over the income level.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the consent?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Gannon, seconded by Mr. Perry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. Request for additional items or other business for tonight. Anybody have anything to add? I do have 2, so anybody have anything else?
I have one that comes off the wall here. There'll be a discussion about the wetlands crossing, or the stream crossing, back when they did the water line extension down Hillcrest.
Okay. I have 2 other ones, which is the discussion around the 2026 employee increases, and the second one is a request for vacation time carryover from the clerk's office. I'll make a motion, we accept those into the agenda for tonight.
Second that?
Motion made and seconded, do I have a discussion? Anything else?
I didn't know we had to vote on that. Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 500. It's been a process from the beginning. I was the same way you, I was just, it was on the end.
Yep.
I rejected, so. All right, first public input will happen no earlier than 6:45 PM. On to our business agenda. Approval of minutes for March 9th, 2026. Anybody have a chance to read or review?
I'll make a motion to accept the March 9th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Motion to accept by Mr. Gannon, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Plansky. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries,
Abstain.
right. So it'll be, motion carries 401. Approval of minutes for March 23rd, 2026.
I'm gonna make a motion that we table this one because the motion, the meeting minutes has me abstaining on every single motion.
That is true.
There was a clerical,
There was a clerical error. So, do we want to discuss it now?
Oh, yeah, we can discuss it.
So,
Oh, now I know why. Yes, that is
Oops.
correct.
right. So that was an oops on our part.
Nice job.
I wasn't sworn in.
I think I got all of those.
Thank you,
That's
Matt.
so it's right.
Yep,
Yep.
that's,
That's correct.
okay.
So it doesn't change the outcome of the votes, but we want to make sure effectively we say, look, we
Correct.
made
We
a
checked
made a
that.
clerical error by one
Boo-boo.
day, we forgot to get
Yeah.
the squaring until the day after, so,
Get my hand slapped.
We checked, the outcome remains the same.
yes, so, all right.
All right.
Nice job.
so on those meeting minutes for the 23rd, on page 14, we got the committee assignments.
Yep.
It lists you as planning board.
Right, so that was, we swapped, so it was myself and Diane as a backup. Diane convinced me to let her be primary.
I did?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did notify the planning board, I was gonna mention in my updates today that we did that swap, so.
I definitely am gonna
So my
do,
only question was, is do we want to add anything in here that states that? Just so that somebody doesn't go back to these minutes and maybe have a confusion. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, the decision happened the day before the meeting, so.
there
we
was
can-
lots of discussion of
Yeah, if we can
words.
if we can just add a note, we'll hear a vote, we'll talk about it tonight, so it'll be in tonight's minutes anyway, but, just make a note in that section that changed, if you don't mind.
And then on budget committee, John's the backup. Because that's not listed either.
Okay. So with those two modifications, do we want to take a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to approve as amended.
I'll second. Any other discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
That's a good idea.
Anybody against? No? So motion carries 401. All right. Next up is the Earth Day event request.
Okay, and we're gonna ask Mrs. Miller to
Oh,
come
come on,
up,
Ms. Miller.
as she contacted us with a fantastic idea.
Woohoo.
For
always
the
full of
record, so
ideas.
everybody on
Yeah, you
TV
are.
knows who you are, can you state your name and your address?
Heidi E. Hale Miller, 2 Grove Court, Litchfield, New Hampshire.
Thank you.
Sorry, you only get 3 names, not 4.
Well, I have 4, so there you go. And it's all legal.
Telling your mother.
So I'm here tonight because I'd like to see, or like to ask the town if they could organize a community volunteers for Cleanup Litter Day on Earth Day, April 22nd. I'm not aware of every road in town, but I'm on Hillcrest an awful lot, and the amount of litter along Hillcrest is unbelievable. And it runs from 3A all the way up to the intersection of Pinecrest, even along the Beaver Pond. And it's especially noticeable on any wooded areas where there aren't any houses. This is really bad out here just next to the town hall. And, I think we need to, organize something town-wise, because, safety vest will be needed, bags will be needed, gloves will be needed. And we need safety for walking along these roads, especially Hillcrest. Whether it's adults or even if it's young people. If it's youngsters, hopefully they're with adults. So that's why I'm here. I'm wondering if that could be possible.
That used to be Pat Jewett used to take care of that.
It's gotta be done pretty soon, because the grasses are gonna start, and weeds will start growing up, and then it's gonna be tangled up in that and harder to pick up. So I don't know,
So after Mrs. Miller contacted us,
yeah.
spoke with the police chief, and, with on-duty personnel, they can assist us, watching, driving back and forth and monitoring. I spoke with the highway department. They do have, vests and gloves that they can, provide to us, and the transfer station can provide trash bags. So, with kinda off the highway department staff, and we think that we can do one in the morning, 9 to 11, and one in the afternoon, 3 to 5. The 9 to 11 would probably be your, retired people or people that are home, older people, because it's a Wednesday, so kids are in school. And then the 3 to 5 would provide for some opportunity for younger people, as long as they have a parental permission slip. So we did up a little graphic, which is on your portal. I don't know, we can certainly make changes to it, and we can advertise it out on the social medias, if it's something that the board is
I,
acceptable.
I think it's a good idea. I think the only thing I would ask the police department if they can bring in a community detail and have a cruiser follow them in front of them. Behind,
Okay.
so that there are lights on.
That happened during conservation.
Yeah, because
they
you're
did
doing it during
3A.
the day,
We did
on
3A.
Wednesday, and there's a lot of traffic goes up and down. I'd
Yeah,
prefer to have a
it's
car
visible.
blocking
Okay.
than not. And they have budget for community details. It would, we're talking about a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the evening. This way, they're not being pulled away on a call if there's any other issues there.
And I was thinking about, how, they have those, is it Continental that has those big signs?
Yes.
That those signs might come in handy, especially on a road like Hillcrest, if one was on that end and one was on that end also. That way, people coming from that way are aware to slow down, that people are walking and doing this, and the same from 3A. That maybe those signs would be really helpful to have in place.
The fire
I-
department has one.
They get it from Continental, I believe.
Okay.
So I think Paul Kelly knows how to ask for it.
Okay.
Because that may not be a bad idea, just give a heads up, they will be doing road cleaning and be cautious.
Yeah, because the police can't always be, where.
Thank you for coming forward and doing this, Heidi. I agree with you that I've done
Oh,
some
it-
pickup on that road. If I'm walking,
Yeah.
I'm usually carrying a plastic bag and picking up trash at the same
And
time. but-
I've seen trash on, even some on Albuquerque. And I-
Albuquerque has so much people on it. I don't
Yeah.
know whether or not, a lot more people are picking up trash on that.
And I don't know about Page Road in Talon, it might be the same situation,
I think
but
it probably is.
I live closest to Hillcrest, and I'm on Hillcrest a lot, so,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
Annie
unfortunately,
and I are volunteering for working on Hillcrest, from the cemetery down to 3A and back, and then I would even work on this area here outside the town hall.
yeah, I think unfortunately Page is probably just as bad down,
It is.
especially towards the Charles Bancroft side. But it's a start, right?
It would be nice to
Conservation
get it.
has their cleanup this coming Saturday, right, Matt? Saturday,
Yeah.
but it's on 3A.
For 3A between Pinecrest and Hillcrest. And then we also have like a half a dozen trash grabbers we can lend out as well.
Yeah.
So those are real handy, so save from beds down.
I drove,
directly.
yeah, I was in Londonderry today, where Sunnycrest is, and then that road that kind of connects going toward Shady Hill Nursery. That whole road had the blue bags on the side, so they have done theirs, they just haven't been picked up yet. So if we fill the bags, then the highway department picks those up and
Yes.
takes care of it?
They'll pick them up.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do they
Just
need
be
the
careful.
bags for that, or can we
I think
use
the-
bags, since it's not the state-sponsored one?
Transfer station said they were going to provide bags, so it tells me that, I'll double check, but that tells me that they've already worked it out with the road agent on
As
what
long as
bags.
they're arranged for the bags, if not,
Yeah.
I'm sure we can arrange for.
So where would people pick up the bags and the gloves and the safety
So
vest?
we were thinking of actually meeting at the transfer station?
We used to meet here when it was Pat Jewett. When Pat used to do it, she would do it right at Town Hall. I don't know whether you want to do that.
We can.
It was parking here versus transfer station, probably a little harder to park at.
Okay, we'll meet at town hall.
And then you kind of go that way and then come back and then go that way, I
It
guess.
would be nice if we could do this every year.
Yeah.
And if it isn't completed with just that one day, then set up an additional day, depending on how well we do.
We were hoping with the two different times that
Yeah.
it might give more people an opportunity to participate. But certainly, I mean,
Yeah.
Saturdays are generally good days as well, but we can start there.
I would wonder if you reach out to the school too. I know they do programs for Earth Day. They may be willing to help out too.
Possibly the high school, the student council,
Yes.
Yep.
They're amazing.
and I don't know about the Boy Scouts. The thing is, again, with the kids, with me, after being a teacher for 35 years, the liability is, you want adults with them.
They do walks, though. You see them frequently out on Albuquerque doing walks. I wonder if we could turn that into a picking up trash type of situation,
Especially when you're going
too.
down Albuquerque. Just why don't you pick a little extra?
Right, because then they have the bike path to kind of,
Yeah, buffer them from.
and they could be careful if they have to cross over the other side to get anything.
So we're planning to reach out to Superintendent O'Connell and to Mrs. Douglas for the Boy Scouts if the board approved.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a motion that we approve the event on April 22nd for Earth Day, cleanup of Hillcrest, with my suggestions of potentially asking the police to do a community detail to help protect and see if we can acquire those quietude signs for the day, or at least for a day ahead and a day after, to get rid of them that way. So that's my motion. Do I have a second?
Second. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Who was that? I heard a voice.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. So
Steve
motion
said it
second,
too, so
yeah.
you can
All
give
right,
it to
so
him. He's the
motion by
new guy.
myself, second by Mr.
what?
Leary. All those in favor say
Oh,
aye.
a rain date, a rain date.
Rain day.
Oh, yeah,
This
We
was
talked about that,
That's right.
didn't we?
It's fine.
the rain date.
Huh?
Were we gonna say
We
Saturday?
were we gonna say Saturday or were we gonna say 1 week? Oh, cause Saturday they have their pickup.
There's,
This Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday.
this Saturday.
So
One-
the following Saturday would probably be fine.
1 week, 1 week out from the 22nd is during the school vacation, though. So I don't know, a lot of people might be away.
On the,
And then again, maybe there'll be a lot of people around, because those sports are all starting too.
that's the 25th.
yeah.
The 25th will be Saturday, yeah. Why don't we just tell
Oh,
the,
I can't do it on the 25th, though, but,
How about we'll go with what we have, and if it doesn't work,
well, we can always come back and set another date.
we'll schedule it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, so all in favor says aye, right? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. Well, thank you very much for the idea and coming forward with it.
Thanks.
We'll get the information over to you and
Okay.
thank you, Mrs. Miller.
Thank you. All right, next up is the acceptance of donations for the 250th celebration. Ms. Kleiner?
So we have a very active 250th committee that has been out there raising donations. In fact, we had another business owner come in today, so They'll have more coming
There's
on
about
future meetings.
3,000 more coming in from,
This is only the amount that has been actually received and deposited as of last Friday, so,
$5,102.
the committee's currently at, I think 16.3, so that will be coming in.
4,000.
4,602.
No.
Four, yeah.
Yeah, but that's minus that.
Oh, but you tell them because it's
I totaled up the revenue,
All right,
and deposited, yeah.
It's going well.
okay.
What's not in there that was approved, was Mel's, was gonna do the fireworks for
You
8,500.
get the same amount? Revenue of 5102?
So it's,
I know some have been paid out, but according to what I see here is 300 plus 500 plus 500 plus 250 plus, I love the 1776,
Yeah, that's a whole level of donations.
5102. Yeah, Jolton,
Yes.
New England Small Tube, 1776.
Joe, New England Small Tube started it with the 1776, so that's a donation level.
All right, so
And the
total amount
veterans
is
came in and are
5102.
doing the,
Okay. So we
the
need a
petting
motion
zoo.
to-
So I'll make a motion to accept the donations of $5,102 for the 250th celebration.
Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Leary. Any other further discussion? Where is this money gonna go? It's going into their revolving fund
this
or it's
is,
going to?
no, this is going into the account with the treasurer
Okay,
Yeah,
that
the,
you renamed,
yep, okay.
I just
last
looked at it
meeting,
today, I
so
don't remember
that
what it's
we
called.
do not have to have a public,
Meeting.
Yep.
hearing.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Nice job, Diane.
yeah. All those in favor,
They-
say
The whole
All
group
those in
is doing a
favor
great
say
job.
Aye.
Aye.
opposed, motion carries 500, and yes, thank you. Now I'm twisting, it's going real well. All right, next up is the lease for 298 Charles Bancroft Highway.
Yes, so this, is the river access, the town's, land on the river access that we have traditionally leased, to McQuestion Farm. The amount of the lease has not changed. It is $925 a year, plus they pay the taxes on the property. The terms have not changed, at all. There is a change in the address, which was due to some shifting of properties. But that is the only change. We are also changing the signatories on the lease, to the current signatories, instead of, Nancy and
Charlie.
Charles. Yeah. But everything else remains the same.
So we'll approve this tonight, and the leases will be in the folder next meeting, or is it already in the folder now?
They will be in the folder next meeting, and I will get the signatures of the leases so that you are signing, executed copies. The other thing I did want to mention is they have asked for an October, paid by October 31st date. That's what they've traditionally paid, so it's really no problem, on
That's when the
behalf
farm
of the town.
closes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's gonna be spelled out in the lease too?
That is spelled out in the lease, yes.
Yeah, you can't ask for better stewards of the property than they've been. They're just great people to work with.
And I'll make a motion to approve the lease to 298 Charles Bancroft Highway to McQuestion Farm of 334 Charles Bancroft Highway for the amount of, what did you say it was, $925 plus the taxes.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Gannon, seconded by Mr. Leary. Further discussion? None? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries 500. All right, moving right along. We have 4 land use change tax assessments. For map 18, lot 62-25, which is 14 Telerico. Map 18, lot 62-24, number 16 Telerico. And map 18, lot 62-22, 20 Telerico. And map 18, lot 62-15, 45 Telerico. Ms. Kleiner?
Yes, so these are all, land use change tax assessments that need to be collected due to building upon, the properties. All of these, generally, once a foundation is laid, we assess the change use. Most of these are in the amount of 21,500. It's pretty standard because the lot size is pretty standard. Down there. So finance will, issue these to the tax collector upon your approval.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the 4 land use change tax assessments for map 18, lot 22, 25, 14 Talarico, map 18, lot 22, 24, for 16 Talarico, map 18, lot 62, 22, for 20 Talarico, map 18, lot 62, 15, 45 Talarico.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Perry. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 500. Next, timber tax, Olson MHP, tax map 1, lot 32, for $365.04. Ms. Kleiner?
So when people, go and remove different types of wood, from properties, they are taxed upon the wood that is removed. And that's what this is. It's, the wood was removed from tax map 1, lot 32. And it is, this is Olson's. And this is resulting in a tax of $365.04. As you can see on the form, this is strictly by regulation set forth by the legislature and the New Hampshire Department of Revenue. There's different assessments for different types of wood. But our finance department does a wonderful job in putting these together, as does the people that are recording the wood.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
I have a motion to approve the timber tax for Olson, tax map 1, lot 32, for $365.04.
Second.
All right, motion made by Mr. Perry, seconded by Ms. Plansky. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 500. Okay, next up is the intent to excavate for map 21, lot 28, Continental Paving. Ms. Kleiner?
Similar, this is the beginning step. This is the notice of their intent to excavate, which may or may not result in taxes being owed depending on what they're excavating and, or removing, such as the wood you just saw. This is, tax map 2118, Morgan Road. The total acreage of the lot is, 256.4. So Continental has, filed their intent to excavate due to the law, and we are asking for your approval to, allow them to move forward.
Okay. I will make a motion, we approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Gannon. Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. Gravel tax, map 21, lot 28, Continental Paving, for $2,012.82. Ms. Kleiner?
There's a second part to what an intent to excavate becomes a gravel tax. So this gravel tax is, being assessed to Continental Paving. It's for map 21, lot 18. And the total, due on the gravel that was excavated is $2,012.82. This, upon your approval, will be sent to the tax collector to collect.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Perry. Any discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 500. Next up is Conservation Commission, request for membership change. Ms. Kleiner?
At the last conservation meeting, the Conservation Commission took a vote to remove a member due to attendance. So they made a motion to remove alternate member Rob Grenier from the membership role. And that was 601 with just Mr.
Me abstaining
Selectman
again.
Gannon abstaining.
I was on a roll.
But to move ahead and issue it to the town clerk, it needs the board's approval as well.
I make a motion that we accept the membership change by the Conservation Commission.
Motion made by Ms. Plansky. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. Any other discussion? Nope. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. Moving right along. Next up is Conservation Commission lease for tax map 6, lot 35, map 6, lot 32-1, the DeRocha project. Ms. Kleiner?
These leases started with me speaking with Selectmen Plansky, and they have moved forward. I understand that Conservation had a special meeting last week to go over the details and final approval. I do have to state that on the lease with McQuestion Farms, we are still waiting for the assessor to give us the correct taxes that will be assessed. The idea is there will be $1,000 charge, less whatever they're paying in the taxes. That amount will be the lease payment. So they'll pay the lease payment plus the taxes totaling $1,000. We didn't want to hold up the leases, as we understand that it's crucial. There's, plantings and things that need to be done. So if the board will just approve, and we will make that change as soon as we get that number from the assessor, it should be very close to what the river access is, 925 and 75, because the parcel's acreage isn't that different. And we'll just make that change and get these to you for signature for your next meeting.
What did we sign today?
Did I put them in there?
Yeah, we signed it.
Oh, okay. I'm better than I thought. We'll get conservation. I'll still need to make the change to the front page of that
Okay.
list with the tax.
So we're approving them with that change.
And I'm not sure, did you have anything you wanted to?
No,
Add from
just,
conservation?
in case you had any
Okay.
questions. And we also have the other 3 lots that Alvin is planning to plot, but we have the different arrangements for its work arrangement instead of these for that one. I don't know if that's subject to discussion here as well.
That is.
Yeah, that's the next one.
So that's map 6, is that the?
Yeah,
map 32,
32,
yeah. Interestingly enough, we said 164 Charles Bancroft. That's actually the structure that the DeRochas kept. We are waiting for 911 to give us a new address for that back lot. It may take a while. I do not think it matters to the lease. I think we all clearly know from the map and lot number what we're talking about.
They're the only one on that side of the road as well, so it's not like it's broken.
Right.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
I have a motion, I'd like to make a motion to approve the conservation leases for the old DeRocha property for Alvern and for McQuestion Farm,
Okay.
as written,
Do I have a
with the
second?
change.
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. Further discussion? No?
I have just one question. Are we going to move forward and charge McQuestion this year for the
They'll
lease?
pay on October 31st.
For
For
this
both
one
of
too?
them.
Okay.
For both of them.
Gotcha.
We can talk
Okay.
a second about, because there's been some confusion at the conservation level, and John and I spoke about it. But when we talked about them being able to spend the money that's coming in for these leases, because in the past they haven't been able to, so they came before the board, and we spoke about letting them use that money, but it would just be coming out of the general fund as opposed to going into any other new fund.
Right, so it's gonna be shown as a revenue on our budget,
Yep.
and there'll be a line on account on the conservation side that is allocated the 2,000, whatever the number is, that is to be spent for the purpose of those lands.
So does that go into effect for last year's lease, or not until this year's leases? Are
So
collected
let's
in
be careful.
October?
It can't be for this year either.
Oh, it can't?
Because the budget that is approved by the voters has to be the exact budget that is shown in our financial software.
So did we account for the DeRocha property?
No.
So they could actually have that, because that's not budgeted as revenue. Is that correct?
Well, you can't just take the money into the conservation. It has to come
Yeah.
into, it has to come into the general fund, and it's not allocated in the budget. You have to wait one more year before we can fix it.
I'm sorry.
So, no,
Well, I would think
Here's
we
my
can just-
suggestion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
so there's the revenue will come in, and right now, the only revenue is really the McQuestern, right? That's cash.
Yeah.
So the revenue will come into the revenue in the budget.
Mhm.
If conservation needs to spend money on those projects,
Overspend the bottom line.
they overspend their bottom line by that amount. It's a
Okay.
wash, it does not affect anything.
Right.
We may have a question from budget committee, and we'll just explain it, that it wasn't incorporated into the conservation budget at the time of passing,
Makes sense.
no problem.
So they're also gonna be putting into effect the charging for the garden plots now too. So how do you want them to handle that money? Will they be able to use that, or are you gonna do them as donations?
Well, we're gonna request donations, so hopefully the committee that's outside the Conservation Commission that's managing the garden, we're gonna request that they raise some donations for that, so we can apply it to the property. So we get a single check for that we have to give to the town.
Donations, I believe, goes to your land account.
I think she's right. I think that's what you guys were discussing, yeah.
But they can
To your
expend
land
out,
account.
but they can expend out of that land account, right?
They can,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
out of that land
So if
account.
they do donations, maybe we should be changing these leases to donations. I'm not kidding.
Then you gotta still cover the taxes.
Well, I think
Oh,
we
no,
have-
I'm not
with the
talking
land
about this
accountants,
year, but next year, maybe
They have
it
to
should
come,
be.
you still have to come forward to the board for approval to use those funds.
No,
Or does the board somehow have to approve the
I thought
withdrawal?
we could use the land funds up to, like $12,000 or something.
Yeah.
They can approve, they can use the land account upon a vote of the Conservation Commission. It's the sale that forces, if it's a
Gotcha,
purchase,
okay.
it has to be approved by the board.
So there's a limit that they can use out of that account though,
Yeah, I
right?
believe it's 12,000.
Is that what it is? Okay, cool.
yeah, is that right, 12?
What, 12 by the purchasing
I mean-
policy, 12's not by the statute, 12's by the purchase, the local.
Because I thought the other one was
The
more
local.
like, rec can do 15, right? Can rec do 15?
No,
I think it's all the
it's
same.
12, it's all 12.
It's 12, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by local policy.
The intent is just, we don't have the equipment that can clean up all the ditches and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so we might have to rent something or hire someone to do some of the ditch clean out and stuff to.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Get the drain properly.
Yeah, I would definitely put those in the land account and then make those purchases from the land account.
So why would we not do the same thing with the lease funds then? Why, I know, we struggled with it last time, I'm trying to remember why.
Leases is not, lease revenue is not one of the listed monies that
Gotcha.
can be
Okay.
contributed to the
Yeah.
donations is specifically in the statute.
So you're covered on the garden anyway.
But could
So
we,
how do we submit those donations then? Do we just submit it through,
Two things, you can, have them come into, town hall, if they'd like to come into town hall to leave their donation. or one of you can bring them in. And I would suggest that you see Karen,
Okay.
and I'll talk to Karen tomorrow.
And you can just put on the checks what it's for,
Yes. it is in the
conservation
memo.
account, and that's what she's doing with the donations for the.
Yeah.
To keep track of what they're spending for the leases, can we have an account added to the budget that's got not funded? Can we just add another account line that says, lease property or lease property maintenance? Without, we have to wait till
So-
next year.
Yeah, I think, manually we can do it
I don't wanna
as
do it
far
manually.
as in the Excel spreadsheet where we track our budget. In our software, we cannot.
Okay.
In BMSI, it has to mirror the
The actual
DRA
report.
budget,
Okay.
yeah.
While Matt's here, can I bring up something else about the agricultural land? Do we have
We
10
should
minutes?
finish
We
this
should probably finish
motion.
the
Oh,
vote, motion,
okay.
vote first.
I thought we were done. Did we not vote?
No, I think I'm still waiting for a vote of approval, so. All right, all those in favor of the approval of these two leases, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 500. Yes, Diane?
While
comments?
Matt's here, I just want to bring up at the end of our last meeting, when we were shuffling boards, we had known that the leases weren't done. Steve wasn't aware of it, and we talked about me being an agricultural liaison. I think that's going to be really hard to do unless I go to the meetings, and I don't really want to pick up another meeting if I'm going to be doing planning board. So if you have questions, I'd absolutely be glad to help, but as far as like being a liaison to that, it would be really hard to implement. I've already missed information that caused confusion. But there is some things I want to talk about with the agriculture, with the conservation, which is, it's a lot of work. And they already do a lot of work. And it's possible that it doesn't have to be done this year. The leases are done. They're gonna learn a lot this year as far as what kind of work needs to be done on the farms. But possibly the year after that, maybe bring in, and have them start an agricultural committee that reports to them, but that will help them deal with anything that happens in the farms, because it's a lot to learn, it's a lot to do. I talked to Piscataqua Land Conservatory this morning. They also gave me another person to talk to at UNH. That would be somebody that would come in and help conservation do this work, both as an advisor and as somebody who would come in and actually do some of the work.
Yep.
So-
Diane and I had a conversation about this morning, and I thought we have to think long-term, big picture.
Exactly.
You know,
Right now, they're
when we're
strong.
gone, when Matt's no longer around, what happens to this land if Alvin decides they're not gonna do it, or McQuestion's decide they're not gonna do it? According to the deed, it's written in there that something has to be done, so maybe, who?
Cooperative.
The Piscataqua Land Conservancy,
They might be
they're
able
talking
to-
to me, they're talking about working, different options that I could then present to conservation, or you could present to
Yeah.
conservation, to talk to them about different help that they could get to
Yeah.
make this run in perpetuity. And perpetuity's a long time, folks, it's
Yeah.
forever.
Help manages, this is all new, obviously, conservation, they've never
Yeah.
had this much land, or anything, at least, they've had the land, but it hasn't had a specific purpose with those specific requirements set by a
They don't know
deed.
how much work that land's gonna take all summer
they don't.
until they
But-
do it, so it's probably best to watch the first year anyway, but have you know what I can find out for options that could help you.
Yeah,
Is-
that'd be great. I do have another question. Is there other, besides the conservation properties, are there other lands that are town-owned that aren't conservation properties?
We have the other one at, their first lease, which is the river access.
That's
But
conservation.
that's conservation.
That's
Yeah, that's
conservation, and it's,
How about behind the town hall, the fields there? The old town hall, sorry.
Are they farming back there?
yes.
Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, no, that's owned by Stage Crossing, and the town has has an easement on that land.
Okay.
Okay, but
Yep,
that's
so
town
that's-
and not conservation, right? Correct?
It's town land, but he's been able to farm it
Yeah,
on
I
that.
was
Yeah, he's been able to.
just saying,
They're
so
actually
that-
losing some land. That's
So
coming
the,
up.
my whole point there is having like excuse me, an agricultural liaison or a committee or something for the town might make sense, cause.
For the
that's
whole
not
town.
anti-conservation, right?
Yeah, I hate to
No,
take it away from conservation. They got it. In talking to them, they were amazingly shocked about the L-chip grant that, that Jay wrote. I know it was amazingly difficult for him to do that grant, but he was impressed that they got it, and then the water lease as well, the water grant as well. But they can also help write grants, so they're gonna be also talking to the committee, the check, the Circumventional Highway Exploratory Committee. He's gonna be in and talk to them about that, about getting grants to help with that land possibly as well.
Yeah, I guess my point is, like, I mean, we're more than happy to take care of the conservation properties, but we don't really have oversight to the other stuff, so.
No, but if you have a committee that reports to you, it might all get
Yeah,
lumped
that's
into
fine.
one group that can manage farms and farmers and make sure that the land is taken care of appropriate.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Cool. Thanks, Matt. Seeing I already blew past 6:45, I'm gonna open the floor for public input at 7:16. Matt, you wanna talk?
I've spoken of.
All right, seeing there's no other public in the room, so I'll close public input at 7:17. All right, next up is the 7 hawker peddlers licenses.
So, these are all with the same company, All Power Remodeling Company. They have all been background checked. If approved, we will share their vehicle and information with the Litchfield Police Department so that they are aware. This company has been in Litchfield multiple times. We have not had any reports of problems from residents from this company. And like I said, they have all passed background checks with the state of New Hampshire. So I do realize that if people are looking at your portal, they cannot see the full application. That is because it contains personal identification information. But that information is crucial to the town and crucial to the police department when we approve these applications.
Yeah, you all can see it by just signing in.
I don't like them. I don't like anything to do with them. I don't want people coming to my door. If I need a service, we all have these things. We can search anything we want. I don't want the residents bothered. I'll vote it down.
Fair enough.
That's a motion, I'll second it. I don't like people coming to my door
I'll make a motion, we
either.
deny all 5.
7.
All 7?
Seven.
7, sorry, all 7. Deny all 7.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded. Do I have a discussion? Go ahead, Bob.
Worry about the past years that we've approved them
Yes.
and somebody coming back on the town,
How are you gonna come back on the town?
because we approved them in the past.
Okay?
Residents.
What's
don't
our
know.
reason for not? Because somebody doesn't like them?
Because I don't like them. I don't want.
doesn't
them to-
like
I
There's
don't
a lot of
want-
things I don't like.
I
but
don't want people bothering our residents. I don't like it when people come knocking on my door when I'm trying to sit and have dinner.
I see your point as well. Who am I to say, yeah, you can come around and knock on the neighbors' doors?
Right.
You know, I have a sign on my door that says, don't bother me, pretty much. you
And
know,
they
no
do
sort of-
anyway. And they do anyway.
Do anyways, but I mean, so I feel guilty saying, yeah, come on in, bother. I agree with you. If I need something done, I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna look for someone to do it.
I
I've
can't-
never opened my door and said, yeah, come on over and tear my roof off.
I can't imagine they have a high success rate going door to door, but,
I-
I mean, they must if they're doing
They
it.
must if they're coming back, but to Selectman Leary's point, the board has a process. This process has been approved by the board, and they have gone through the process. So my concern, like Selectman Leary, is it's your process that was approved by this board, which they have completed, and now you're denying.
This
You're
board
gonna be
cannot be
shocked.
held to other processes that have been in place. So if this board decides to change their mind, they can.
Then I
You're gonna be
suggest you change
shocked
your
what's gonna come out of my
ordinance
mouth.
and You change your process.
Should we
good.
run it by legal and say, do we have to allow these people into our town?
No,
Well,
we don't
it's-
have to.
It's an ordinance that you,
You don't have to let them in.
but they have satisfied all the requirements of your ordinance.
So how do we get a new ordinance that says that we
We
don't?
just make the ordinance up and vote it in. Do a public hearing.
My God. Can we? Can we do that right now?
That's how, you can't do it right now, you gotta have a public hearing and
Yeah.
all
Oh, you need a public
You have
hearing?
to have a public hearing.
All right, so can we delay that until we have a public
You
hearing?
still can
and see?
deny it, you can still, if you don't wanna do it, if that's your belief, that residents don't want these
I
people
don't
coming
like
to the
it.
door.
I don't like it when they come to my door.
I don't either.
And I
I've always
wouldn't,
said
I
in
wouldn't be
favor-
happy if
to
the
Bob's point-
selectmen were the ones saying that they could come.
To Bob's point, I've always voted in favor of them too, because it's just, all right, well.
It's what it is.
What it is, right?
Right? At least they're getting,
But Steve brought up a
we're getting
great-
checked, which a lot of the people that go door to door don't get checked, and nobody asks.
There are people
them.
that come to the door that don't even do this, because I've gotten people
I
come to the door
agree.
and I've asked the same question.
Yep,
Do you have your license or
They're,
agree
they're
to?
only paying for a month. In and out.
No, they're for a year. For 2026 to 2027.
They're going a full year, April.
Oh, I talked to them about a month.
can we just delay that till we get a formal,
Or can we change their date?
until we change the ordinance?
No,
I will deny them because we intend to change the ordinance, how's that? With public approval. What? Speak up.
I just
Speak.
don't think that, just because members of a board don't like something, that changing an ordinance to befit it, that sounds pretty, kind of sneaky. You know, we've had people get on this board before who got on just to change some things.
Happens all the
I
time.
won't bring up that, yeah, but it's just wrong. I mean, people can say no, they don't have to answer their doors.
Well, that's
but
why you
again,
got on
they've
it.
done the process. They've done what we've asked them to do, and we've approved many of these in my 7 years here. Saying no now, I think it opens a can of worms.
We've set a
Just my
precedent.
opinion. And I don't wanna see the town get dragged into court.
Ask them if they need a can opener.
All right, call on the question.
I'm calling you this one.
All those in favor of the denial, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Abstained? Motion carries 4-1-0.
Good
They are
denial.
denied.
I love that it's lively and we discuss this.
You bring up a fair point.
He does.
Yeah.
But I think do we want to ask Kim to look into changing the ordinance that we don't allow people to go
Well,
door to
one thing
door
I'd
in
like,
town?
if we allow it, we need to shorten this window. It can't be a year.
Right.
This is a full year. If they wanted a month, maybe I'd be more blind to it, but
And you also have to consider what this is. It's vendors, the Allens and the Donut. They have to get a hawkers and peddlers license.
Well, I want them to be able to get it.
Right. But it's all sides of the spectrum. If you're here to sell goods,
it's a door-to-door selling goods, yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Well, and
Do we-
as a woman home alone, I also don't like them coming to my door, and I don't know which
Do we
ones
stop
have
the
been.
ice cream trucks from coming through town?
No, those
Actually,
those
I
are
like the ice
okay.
cream truck.
Yeah,
Those are, they don't
You're
come
picking
door,
and choosing.
they don't
They're
come
not
door to
coming to my
door.
door.
They
They're
drive up
driving
the
down
road
your
ringing the
street.
bell.
That's
But they're
okay.
ringing bells.
Drive
We
down
all
the
know who
street.
the ice cream man is.
I don't mind that. It's not at my door.
I don't
It's
like
disrupting
people-
my dogs, and it's not a person at my door that I don't know.
Yeah, it's a door-to-door part, I don't
like that
guess it
part.
right now.
I will double check I believe you can have a hawkers and peddlers, process, an ordinance says, or you cannot. But I believe you not just says they can go do it.
That's right. You can't get rid of it.
Right.
You have to have
Yeah,
it.
you have to have it.
Right.
So we can
So
limit,
if you
we can limit it.
remove the process, now you're not vetting them.
I would like to
And
recommend that
that's-
we put it on a future agenda so we can go through it and see if we'd like to make changes.
Well, it should,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Good idea.
But
Yeah.
again, I'll say, if you approve some and you don't approve others, you're opening up a can of worms.
I think the objection here is
Promise you, if
the
it says door to
door-to-door.
door, I'm probably gonna say no.
Okay, what about the Boy Scouts, when they collect canned goods?
They're putting little flyers on your mailbox.
And they were
They
asking
put
for,
bags on your doors and
yeah,
then they
that,
come collect them?
right, because they put flyers on it, you take
Yeah.
the flyer and put it on,
They
it's,
still have to come and get approval.
they don't knock on the door.
But they're local too. Can we do something where it's
It's
local?
the same difference.
When we review it, we can decide what we wanna do.
Bedford.
Yeah, let's
I
let's
think
do it at the
that-
next future meeting, we'll review it and go
It's
from there.
been denied because this board needs to review the hawkers and peddlers.
Exactly,
Is
and it's
that
a
fair?
year.
Very good, very
It's a
good.
year, which
Yeah,
is
it's
even
in a
outside the
year.
purview of our.
If they wanna come back and ask for a month, we maybe can consider it.
You can go for it.
Say it
Okay,
before it
moving
either.
on.
All right,
Welcome to the board, Mr. Perry.
moving on. Transfer to the trust funds, recreation expendable trust for 50,000, town vehicle and equipment capital reserves for 100,000, ambulance revolving fund 20,000. Ms. Kleiner.
So these are all, transfers that need to be made according to warrant articles that passed at this town meeting. So that's exactly what they are, and, finance will issue checks, to the trustees of the trust fund.
I'll make a motion that we approve the transfers as outlined.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 500. All right, disposition of uncollected funds, ambulance, $9,397.17. Ms. Kleiner.
According to the board's policy, once receivables have been classified as uncollectible, and generally it's only ambulance because of those are really the only receivables that we have, they must be written off. This is not only a town, policy, but it's also required by the auditors. The $9,397.17 has gone through. It has been with the collections agency, for a period of time. Again, we think that this will be corrected as we move into, an ambulance negotiation on an new ambulance contract, and as the new state law that passed, the House last year, states they've now worked on a collaborative, rate that will be assessed, which is supposed to prevent a balance billing, which is generally what the town is hit with. So hopefully going forward, this will not be as much of a situation. But we have found these funds to be uncollectible, and the town needs to write them off.
Question.
Yes.
We know who they are. Do you have any metrics on in-town, out-of-town costs? Like, are all these in-town?
No. So, off the cuff, I'd say 70-30.
70% in-town?
Yes,
Okay.
more in town. Quite often what you'll see is, say there's an accident on Charles Bancroft Highway,
okay.
and the ambulance is called, and generally it's the ambulance service, or whoever's responding, not getting
Right.
really good information, right? You know, name, address. I mean, a person's hurt. You're getting
You're not
the
getting-
best
yeah.
as you can.
Might not even be.
You know, we've
alert.
asked, is there anything? We've done everything. We've asked, can we get follow-up information from the hospital? Nope. I mean, the HIPAA rules come into play with all of this. The fire department has been doing a much better job recently, about verifying information when they are on scene, and that has helped. But most of the time, sometimes they're just not responding. You know, I mean, we have good information, we send letters, we contact them, we send them to collections, collections does their thing, calling, all that, and they're just not.
If they're a
We can't
resident-
add it onto their taxes.
I was just gonna
right?
say, if they're a resident of this town, can we not lien their property?
We cannot without, legislation from the, good conversation to have with our state reps.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
But could we, that was the other question, if we know who they are, can we just add it to their tax bill? Not tax bill, but like a bill.
A bill, so really the only bill that they.
Registry, you got registrations and you got tax bills, right? Can we just add a
Yeah,
line?
either's gonna require legislation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that
Yeah.
gets me the most is, I would hope that these are people that financially can't afford to do it.
Right, that's,
And I only say that because, I mean, who gets in an ambulance and thinks it's gonna be free? Who gets in an ambulance and thinks their insurance is
There
gonna
was
pay
a,
for it all?
well, no, but there was a problem in Hudson, the way they were charging it, because I was in an ambulance ride, and they denied my claim, because, something that they put down said that I shouldn't have gone by ambulance, but indeed I should have. So we went back, I think it was Terry.
Like
Terry
doctors.
sent us back, we went through the doctors, we went after everything, so if insurance doesn't cover it, you do need to go back to your insurance and find out why.
right, and you can argue with the insurance company to cover it.
We did, but when we got the bill, we were shocked.
Yeah.
And if residents will reach out and have a conversation, with, and generally it's Karen, because these all go through finance, we can try to work with the ambulance service to get that. It's generally a code, just like when you get a bill from a doctor's office, it's been rejected by your insurance,
You
it's
have to go
always
to it.
that code, right? That's generally what it is. If residents will contact us and have that conversation, we can help them. We can, go back to Hudson and then.
Yeah,
ambulance
Terry
service.
helped. Terry did absolutely help.
Okay. All right,
Not that I like it, but 9,000 isn't that bad.
No, it
I would
hasn't
prefer-
been worse.
I know it has been.
Get to be less.
My opinion, it's a dumb fee. They charge us money for a ride in an ambulance when we pay them good money every year for their service.
Oh, yeah.
It's piling it on, and a lot of times the people can't afford it, and they're
Well,
hurting.
I agree, that's the tough part, because I would like to think that if people could pay it, they did, and they're not just neglecting to because they know the town's gonna get stuck with it.
well, that's, right.
And the question was asked of us recently, is the town of Hudson experiencing write-offs like this? And the answer is yes, and
Okay,
more,
and
much
more.
more.
They're
Well,
bigger,
they're bigger.
Well, they're bigger,
Yeah.
more calls.
more accidents,
So,
more.
I
yeah.
mean, it happens to them as well, and even though it's their ambulance service, they have a large uncollectible.
Well, that was a good answer. Okay.
All right, well, I'll make a motion that we approve the disposition of uncollectible funds in the ambulance account for
That's how my brother will throw me in the back
$9,397.17.
of his truck. I'll give him $100.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Further discussion?
Aye.
All those in favor say aye.
Reluctantly.
All right. Motion passes 5-0-0 with Steve Gannon seconding it. Next up is the information technology request for proposal. This is the RFQ that we've been developing. I think at this point it is ready to go. Ms. Kleiner, you have anything to add?
No, only that we will obviously have it, advertised in multiple places. We do have a bid portal through our Civic Plus website, and that works very well. And then we'll reach out to individual agencies that, we have been given between, John and myself, so.
Mr. Perry, are you comfortable with understanding of what we're doing here and where we're going? I think you and I talked a little bit about it, right?
About this?
Yeah.
I mean, I can read this, and I understand the words that are here, but I don't know anything about
Okay.
IT.
Okay, so the intent here, and it's it's something we've been dealing with for a while. John is our only IT person, and what happens if, I don't wanna say John gets hit on
Well, you
by a
can say
bus.
Oh, I
But I'd rather do
know
it-
full well about this situation.
Yeah, if John gets on a cruise and decides he's not getting back on that boat and staying in the Caribbean. So we're looking at, we need to get John a backup. And then possibly, as down the road, looking at the big picture, if John decides to stop doing IT, we have to build it up where we have an account that could actually pay for services. So this would be what they call an MSP, or managed service provider. And we're looking for an RFQ to have MSPs come back to us and give us ideas of how much it's gonna cost, how much they're gonna charge, and then we could do an RFQ. But the long term is to
Point of
possibly,
clarification, it's not a backup.
well,
No, it's not a backup. That's been discussed and agreed to by this board. Because of the conflict of interest.
okay, well, then we'll see what the RFPs come back for further costing, because I play in this world and I know
Agreed to it.
we cannot replace John with an MSP.
You agreed to
Close.
it.
Oh,
Okay,
You absolutely
Yeah,
agreed to it.
this, maybe,
this is a request for qualifications.
Oh, it's not even
This is
a-
the first step.
it's not even,
It's
it's not even,
not
a-
a bid asking for specific proposals, that's an RFP.
Right.
So this is the exploratory for us to find out what organizations or providers are out there, what the estimated, amount is that they would charge, what services they would provide and what services they wouldn't. That helps us in preparing if you decide to go strictly out for an RFP and you want a vendor to come in.
And that's the way I understood this when I read this.
You
yeah,
got it.
that's what I got here too.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
That
clarification.
this is the backup for anybody that is hired into the position or is in the position, so that if we don't have just one person that does it all, that we have a backup for whoever has that position. Is that correct?
It is a request for qualifications to get an idea of what services
Could be offered.
would,
Right.
yeah, individual firms would offer and at what amount, so that the board can then make a further plan on which way to go.
So the question that I have, again, these are all words.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything to me because I don't understand the IT aspects and things like that and the way our servers are built. What's the likeliness that we're gonna have multiple options with everything's listed?
so most likely what you would get is from an MSP that has a handful of people that could cover all these.
Okay.
You know, so you won't have one guy, we're not gonna get a John that can come on site and cover all this. You're gonna have subject matter experts that can handle this, that can handle this, that can
But they
handle
are
this.
still just backup, right? Aren't we looking at, this would be the
Well, the
company that
RFQ
would
is
back it
not
up?
termed that way. The RFQ is termed at what services can you bring to the town?
Yeah, can you cover us and what's it gonna
And what's the whole
cost?
cost is, and then the board can make a decision how they wanna go forward.
Okay.
This is the early step.
Okay, that's,
Yeah,
right,
it's-
this is the preliminary, what can you
Right.
do, this is what we need.
It's,
Because to Mr. Perry's point, are there firms out there that have individuals, and they are generally different individuals,
Yep,
that have individuals that can cover all these?
right,
Because if we find out that we get 5 different firms that respond, but none of
can't cover
them
'em
can
all.
provide,
yeah.
then we've gotta make some decisions on, now are we talking
but
two
we
different
used to
things,
have,
or-
we ended up losing them, but we had a company that was a
11 days.
backup,
Correct.
and then it was just never replaced.
Right, it was cut out of the budget.
Yeah, and that was with a person on site.
No,
No,
that was still with me doing the role, but they were my backup and coming in and doing projects.
Right, that's what we're talking
was
about,
all-
though. We're talking about having an in-house IT person.
no, this is 100% reactive. There's an issue, somebody here calls them, opens up a ticket, they try to solve it over the phone, remotely connect, if need be, they'll come on site.
These are
And it'll be-
providers, yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll be for X number of services for X number of hours per day, and
So we
It'll be a
won't have
whole-
an in-house IT person.
this is 100% outsourcing.
So
If you're
what we could
looking-
end up with is a combination, after we find out whether or not somebody can handle all of this.
You could.
This is a preliminary informational investigation as to what we can get. Okay, thank you very much.
I'd like to say there's
For
probably
clarification.
not that many Mr. Brunels out there.
I know,
No.
we know,
What was that?
not many
There's
Brunels.
probably not many Mr. Brunels out there that have a wide variety of.
I got 10
knowledge.
grandchildren and,
Okay,
All right, so I think that at this point, if the board is in agreement with what's here, as far as our initial phase, we want to get it out, because we've been holding off, and we got to get it out in the street.
And things are calmer now.
So my only other question is gonna be, is a month reasonable for us to get good responses? Okay,
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
I didn't know, you think it needs more? What do you think it needs?
60 days?
I wouldn't go
60
more
days?
than,
60 days?
That-
I was gonna say 6 weeks.
Well, if you go 60 days,
Six-
you're
6
going
weeks
to
is
be
fine.
beyond my contract.
Yeah, his contract is.
6 weeks is fine.
When's your contract expire?
July 1st?
Do we want to extend that?
We,
2.5 months?
so,
Do we want to extend that?
not
Bob
yet.
says
I think
no.
we're okay to
Six
carry it
weeks?
like it is. Do 6 weeks, I think.
6
60 days would be too much, because that would put us, I agree with you, that would put us too close to not having IT support again. Or potentially.
So 45 days? We did 45 days.
Bob, you good with that?
6 weeks?
6 weeks? 6 weeks, 45 days.
But we'll also be looking at proposals as they come in. We're not going to get them all at once anyway. So if we get 3 come in that are good,
Right.
we don't necessarily have to leave it open for 60 days.
People generally wait until the last,
Yeah.
because
they do.
they're answering
Okay,
so many that, you know.
okay.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the RFQ for the Information Technology Managers Services, RFQ 2025-001 for the town of Litchfield.
Do I have a second?
Second, amendment
What's the
with the modified dates,
45.
time frame. Let's go with the modified time frame.
Okay. Any other discussion? No. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, motion carries 401. I'm abstaining.
What did it say, did it say 30 days in there?
It had a date. I think the dates were set up, so we just
Yeah.
got to modify
Yeah,
dates
right.
to fit the
I
window.
remember seeing one.
All right, next up is a conversation around performance review process or procedure. And I think I added this, I think Steve, you maybe brought it up too, to me maybe, I forget how I got it here, but we have, 2 performance reviews that were developed by our town administrator, and I believe they have not been presented to the employees yet, right?
That's correct.
Because I think there's a confusion about who should be delivering these performance reviews. Right, so what's the board's, the top
It's usually
five?
her, right? Or the department heads, right? You do the department heads and department heads do their subordinates, right?
Correct.
That's correct.
I think in this case, I think the question is, in these cases, it happens to be 2 of our chiefs. I know the board has had access to and has provided feedback, their own feedback, which was incorporated. But I think, I tend to agree with you, Bob. I think the delivery-wise, it should be, I would say, the town administrator, especially if we've had an opportunity to have our influence into it and
I've not seen the reviews.
they were sent out
They
to
were an email.
weeks ago, a month ago.
I kind of,
Because I didn't see them.
You
Oh,
weren't
you
here.
didn't?
I know, that's
Yeah,
why,
you
that's
were
why
there.
he asked a question, I became interested.
what if we gave
Oh,
the
no, I did see
reviews?
the one for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
What
you
if we
did.
did see
gave
the
the
one-
reviews with Kim?
Oh.
What if we gave them with Kim? Have Kim give them, but be here to say thank you for your work this year? They're kind of important roles in our community, the chiefs.
But if you're gonna do that for the chiefs, you're gonna do that for every department head? That's a good,
No, it
that's really
should
the
be,
question.
should be the town administrator. She's always, or they've always done it.
And if we do that, it would have
Right
to be a
before.
non-public meeting.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
It was Troy before, and then it's been Kim, so it should have always.
Well, they
been.
haven't had one in how long? Long time.
They can always request
Again,
a meeting with the board.
I would, I guess I would like to suggest that the board have the review of them as they're being developed and provide feedback on all the department heads.
Yeah,
not-
that's
Not the
probably-
staff, because we don't have any direct access to the staff. But I would say that we should have, at least be able to review it and provide feedback, and then if we're in agreement, allow either, our current town administrator or future town administrators deliver that on behalf of the board versus try to do a non-public and bring them in and all
Okay.
that stuff.
I like that we had input, and you incorporated everything we had to say, so that was
My
really good.
question would be the department heads, so I have completed the department heads. I can give you those, but they've already been delivered
Yeah, it's.
on the others.
We can
other
just say
than the
going forward, if you
chief.
wanna say just going forward, I would just say,
Going forward.
start going forward.
Okay.
We've always held it so that if anyone disagreed with their review, they could always come to the board.
Yeah, that's always their option,
Always been
correct,
policy.
100%.
So,
What about back in the old days, Steve?
The only thing I was gonna ask is if we could see the performance reviews for our department heads.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just remember they already delivered, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, almost like, and not to change it this year, you've already done, it's fine. But like, if you do the performance review, we get to review it before you actually
Deliver it.
deliver it to them. Then that way there, we know, oh, maybe this one might not be too happy, or like, it wouldn't be a surprise to us at that point. That's all.
Certainly.
Good point.
Will do.
That's how it works at my.
But I do think that they should come from Kim.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
She works with them
Yeah.
all the time, every
Okay.
day.
Yeah, I think that falls, like I said, it falls away. I do it in the corporate world. When I do a performance review, I write it up, but I have to go up for approval before I can deliver it.
Yeah.
So I just think it's not necessarily approval, but it's really review and feedback. And I get feedback all the time that, well, you're being pickier here, but not, you need to adjust that, right? And kind of that kind of thing, but,
See you tomorrow,
And I
Matt.
appreciate
See ya,
the
Matt.
feedback.
Yeah,
all right, cool. I don't think we need to take a motion. I just think we need to make sure that's going forward. That's the process and it's clear, right? Because I think there was some.
But if I'm understanding, Mr. Perry, you did see them?
I saw the two chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob.
I haven't seen any department heads. I do have the chiefs, yes.
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, we didn't have the department head, so the
Okay.
chief's one was off
Yeah.
at the time we did it, so.
And I liked how it came out because we were able to make comments on the side,
Yeah,
and you incorporated everything. There was really no,
yeah,
Yep.
I think it worked well.
yeah, I
And
liked
so
that.
then I'll get all the other department heads and I'll just bring them to the next meeting so that you can.
Oh, don't write them
Or-
out. Don't give us physical copies because then we have to shred them or something like that. Just if you could email them and then,
Just give us the private links to them.
Private links,
Just
put
send the
'em on
email out
private
with the
links, yeah.
link, just put, just who it is. the
I don't
link,
want
like-
to be
like,
responsible
we
for
can get
leaving
to
it somewhere.
Gotcha, gotcha. Will do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, we have to add the add-ons here.
Yep.
So next up will be the 2026 employee increases. Ms. Kleiner, I think you asked me to have this added, so.
I
would
did.
like to-
So, looking at our personnel, plan, which has been in draft now,
Almost 2
for
years?
a while. So the last original board approved is 2024. Then we started, working to, edit it, go through it, which has been a while with the department heads. Then it came to the board in September, to actually see about us changing the grid, to adjust for inflation, and that was tabled, so that was not, acted upon. So the current wage scale is since 2024. The only reason I bring that up is because you have employees that are at the top. So if they are at the top of the wage scale for they do not get any increase. And we have a few of those. So
Usually get like 3% a year.
the
Everyone-
board did not make that, motion when we approved the wage scales. They
No,
just-
because they got bumps there with the wage scales.
Right, it actually comes out to about 2.5 between each step. The only thing is when they get to the top of that, that's where they stay, there's no other place for them to go. And the thought process was, after, a couple of years, we would add one to the top, remove the step at the bottom to work with inflation, but we haven't done that. So, April 1st is supposed to be when we look at giving employees their increases upon a successful performance review. April 1st has come and gone. And so to go back to April 1st is retro, and it would be the middle of a week, which is difficult to do with some of our employees. We could go back to April 5th, which would be the start of a pay period, which is much easier to do when you're retroing. But those employees that are at the top aren't going to get an increase because we have not adjusted the wage scales in a couple of years. So I know it's on one of our topics, is to go through this. And I think we've done a tremendous amount of work with the department heads. We've gone over it multiple times. So I think at some point we really gotta dig deep into it. But what do we wanna do about the wage increases that are in the budget as of April 1st?
Increase everything by 2%.
If we
What did we budget?
If we increase everything by 2%, then we're throwing the wage scales out the window.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna bump the high up or take the lower out, I thought there was wasn't it just like a 2 or 3% gap between each one of the
Yeah, it's
steps?
like 2.5, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, so drop off one and just bump the top one to 2.5, move it up one, up the step,
What's in the budget?
2.5%.
Everyone getting one step. That's what's in the budget. Everyone getting one step, which is about
And we just took it and we
2.5%.
did 2.5% when we increased it. So when we budgeted, even those people that were at the top, we actually budgeted them for an increase.
No, we did not. Good question.
All right, so that's what I was just gonna ask. So
Well, we do.
usually when you max out a wage scale, that usually means you've now hit the top.
You get COLA.
And at the top, you should either progress to get to a different scale, or you kinda just stay there.
There's no scale above certain people in this town.
And I understand that,
But
that's
we
the
don't
only
have it
thing.
available to
We don't
them.
have available.
But that doesn't mean that,
But don't we do longevity too?
We do longevity.
So won't people that are at the top probably get longevity? When they put,
Yes.
when longevity got put in a long time ago, I didn't like it because I don't think you should get that every year, but that's just me. To me, 5-year longevity is a bonus at 5 years, 10-year longevity is a bonus at 10 years.
Not every year.
It's not every year, but I lost that battle way back when.
how much are
Oh,
they getting
come
for
up
longevity
again.
now?
I think it's $1,000, right?
Is it $1,000 every year for longevity?
No.
How does that
Different
work?
amounts for different years.
Yeah.
And we moved it out of, cause it was under pay,
Didn't we do it because we had the
and
top
we're
issue?
saying to move it out.
By giving that extra $8,000 kind of made a difference.
Yeah, but then when we redid the wage scale, we ended up keeping
Longevity.
the longevity
Yeah,
because
longevity.
I was told it was wrong to take it away.
But in the private sector, not everybody gets a pay bump.
It's better, 10+ years is $500 a year, 15+ years is $750 a year, 20+ years is $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, just for the record.
Yeah, so we don't need to bump it. We don't need to bump it.
So it goes both ways. I mean, we can look at the scale and maybe we need to make some additions to the scale so that we have options for these people to maybe get increases after they've hit the max on the second year or the 5th year or the, you know what I'm saying? Or we can just stretch it and add a little bit more, but I think we need to take a review of it and see where we stand and go from there. But as far as when you start, I would, if the April 1st is the middle of the week, as a good employer, you go back to that Monday.
Yeah.
So you start in March 30th or whatever the date is.
Okay.
That's my belief.
Yeah. And we don't have to address it now. We can retro it when we figure it out. We should make it a top priority in the next meeting.
You don't
in the
have
next
to
two
retro
meetings
it
to figure
either.
it out. Are we gonna adjust its pay scale? Because also we gotta remember,
Yeah, but it should be a
the pay scale is set up to be competitive too,
It's really,
right? So are we still being competitive?
you're never gonna get it out.
So what does that look like?
That's right.
Or is it as easy enough, like you said, drop one, the lower end up and add 2.5 to the top and just
3%.
everybody move up?
Which is what they used to do.
So,
But again, my theory is, like, they're gonna get retroed anyway.
right, it doesn't,
Sorry to say, it's not the most important thing to do to rush through it. If it's the end of May when they get it, because we have to go through it to make sure it's fair for everyone, just tell them it's coming and you will get retroed.
Okay.
Now,
That's my
is this
thoughts.
tied into their actual performance review? Or does everyone get a COLA?
Second half of my question. So, I have not seen performance reviews, and they're all supposed to come to me, even if it's a,
Yep.
a department employee.
Mhm.
And I would like to go back and tell department heads that they will not have their employees getting increases until they turn in those performance reviews.
Well, as it
They're
should be.
past
been
it.
turned in already. Why has it not been done?
All town employees work for the
I've
town.
asked multiple times, and
Because, so
and
right
I
now,
understand people get busy and,
Well, they'll get less busy when it holds their money up.
that's right.
because
Unfortunately.
you could have someone
Right.
who's doing nothing, and then someone who's exceeding, and they're gonna get the same amount.
Well,
In
no, you're
private
telling,
sector,
yeah.
you don't get that.
so this board changed it from performance-based movement to steps. They're all guaranteed a step increase.
If they have an acceptable.
That's like a union
performance.
thing, isn't it?
If they have an acceptable.
It's a union thing, right?
Oh, okay.
But we don't have union, well, we do with the police.
It's meet minimum requirement and you move up.
Yeah, but there, weren't steps put in like for unions?
There's wage scales for unions that are not performance-based.
Right,
Right.
Most government
Wage,
jobs are
yeah.
step-based.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're not-
wage
When we-
scales for unions are time-based.
Remember when we changed it from step to performance-based? We got the hell of a roll happened, and you guys you all changed it back to step-based. It's like, well, what was the
Troy
point? of it?
used to talk about 1 to 3% based on how they were performing.
Correct,
Yeah,
performance-based, but
that's-
that was performance-based, but now we're in steps. People are expecting their steps every year.
And what have they done to earn that, besides doing their job every day?
That's the problem when you have steps, is that that's all you have to do.
Right. You meet the minimal performance.
So the idea of going back to steps was, all of the department heads, and it was years of missing increases.
Because they weren't
Well,
performing.
Well, no, I
No,
believe that
I
the.
believe
this
some
whole
were
steps-
budget related.
I thought the whole steps came in because of the fact that it was a way to guarantee them something, because there was no guarantee before.
Right, they were
Because there were
being,
plenty of times that the budget got voted down, we didn't have the money to give raises.
But we don't have to give steps neither. Last year we did, but we don't have to do it. Right? If we don't have the funds, we don't have the funds. We have to operate the town. So, I mean, I
I think we need to work on this.
We should definitely review it.
okay, so we'll
I think
put
everybody
the,
should come up with their ideas and
Just-
email them to Kim.
So
and
Well,
let's
some of
put
them,
all in
some
the
of them
pot.
we're stuck with,
And
like
I-
longevity, you can't get rid of that now. Can you tell me what the dollar figure
No, but you
was?
can make it a one-time payment. You
Can
know,
anybody
know,
do
it's
it?
really hard
I
to
will
do.
get it for you, I don't
Yeah,
know it
yeah,
off the
I
top
just
of my
wonder how
head,
much
but
they're paid in
you
you
longevity.
have a significant number of employees that have been here and are getting longevity.
Right?
You can't take it away from them, but you can change the policy.
For new people coming in,
Right,
Yep.
You sunset it,
right.
right?
We've done that.
Sunset.
So the people that are getting it now continue to get it, but new people.
Is that
come
a
along.
stipend, or is that $1,000, like, say it's 1,000, is that a $1,000 increase?
$1,000 for one-time
It's,
payment.
it's a
So it's a
one-time
stipend.
payment, July 15th.
So
of
it doesn't
every
mean
Every
like
year.
next year,
Yeah.
it's an additional, it's
No,
not,
it's
it's not gonna go, this year you got 1,000, next year it's worth 2,000, cause you got,
Well, we're talking about if they're getting 500 a year and they've been here 10 years, they're getting how much?
just 500. What I'm saying is,
They're
say,
not.
let's say
They're
somebody
getting-
Bumps up,
No, they're getting $7,500.
oh, no, 750.
over the,
750 and then.
500 to 750.
750.
Yeah, that's the
and then
progression.
to
If you go to
1,000.
5
Oh, so it's not
years,
500 every year?
No, it's 500 every year until you hit 10, and 10 it's 750, then.
But you get something every year.
Okay.
it doesn't add, so.
Okay, so
say
it's not
$50,000.
$1,000 after 2 years, it's not
No,
2,000
so say,
after 4.
let's say
Okay,
someone's
good,
making
all right, I misunderstood.
$50,000,
All right, I
and they've been here
misunderstood.
for whatever, and they get
That's not gonna be
$500.
near the dollar
It
figure I was
starts at
terrified we were paying.
Yeah,
10, once you reach the 10-year mark, you get $500 every year up to when you hit 15, then it changes to 750 every year until you hit 20, then it becomes 1,000 every year.
but it doesn't
Okay.
change
Every
your
year.
Doesn't
base
add up.
pay.
Right, every
It's
year you
not
get $1,000
cumulative.
on July 15th.
I think my only,
That's a
my-
much smaller stipend than I thought we
think
were
our
talking
only
about.
concern
It worries
should
me
be-
very little.
is making sure that our employees are paid fairly and markedly rated
Yep.
correctly. And everything else is table stakes after that. I mean, we just gotta make sure that we're competitively paying folks, because quite frankly, it's gonna be hard to get people to replace anybody who leaves, right?
Absolutely.
So,
So this is not a very, well, liked statement, but
Popular.
unfortunately, it's kind of true. And studies have shown that longevity payments actually generally have nothing to do with your employee retention.
I'm not worried about longevity myself.
That's what they
personally.
were created for.
How many
Was to
things do we
help
create
promote-
to make something work that didn't work and we keep on doing it?
I think
But-
if you pay them, if you pay their salary, what they're worth, and what their performance is based on, they will stay.
Right.
I think
Work
longevity
environment.
is now well, because you made the year 20, you're gonna get an extra $1,000 every year until you retire, or until you decide to walk away. That's not based on their performance or anything like that. I understand why we probably did it back in the STEP program and trying to deal with when people got maxed out and they had to have something extra. But if we're gonna be paying on performance, which is what we're doing, even though it's a STEP program, as you said, we should make sure the steps, the values in those steps are correct. The job that they're doing and the level they're at, and it's competitive.
And what
Which
do they
mean-
have to do to really get that next step
Yeah.
Correct.
from where they currently are?
I mean, employee retention's all about, do your employees feel valued? And that's the pay that they're receiving every day, and that's the work environment and, you know, how they are left to feel about their jobs.
Right.
And I don't find that longevity payments generally weigh, studies show.
It's
they
nice
don't
to
weigh
get,
into
it's
it.
nice to
Yeah.
get, any bump or bonus is nice to get, but I agree.
Unless they give you stock options and it's tanks.
Okay, I feel better about it now, it's not
But we'll-
cumulative, I was having a heart attack.
So next agenda, we should talk about, we actually have a leadership meeting Wednesday. So we can devote this with the department heads and I can take notes on what the department heads think and all
I think we
that.
should take turns coming to your leadership meetings occasionally.
You're more than welcome.
I know we are, I just think that we need to make an effort to be there and show the heads, department heads, that we do care, we do wanna hear, and maybe rotate that if people are able to do that. And how does anybody else feel about that? I know you hate me. Something else to do.
Sure.
I know.
What time
never
during
know
the day do you do?
We, Wednesday at 11?
That's the tough part
11 to
about
1.
it.
If we do it as a rotation, I can make it work.
It's only the third Wednesday of each month, so.
Yeah, so it really would, you'd maybe do it twice a year,
Yep, that'd be fine. 3 times.
3 times, 3
Yeah,
times, a
whatever.
year. Yeah, whatever.
2 out of 3, yeah.
Close, close.
Okay, so we'll take it up next meeting, you'll advise the employees that we're looking at it.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Next up is the request for vacation time carryover for the clerk's office. That is based on the email that we received from the clerk this afternoon.
I think it's a little early.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm wondering if any of those employees are at their limit. And it's just something we can address down the road if we have to address it. I mean, why extend it now? I mean, I think, listen, if push comes to shove and we get to a point where they can't take time off and they're over their limit, the board can obviously choose at that point to let them carry it over. But I
So
think they
take it
can-
on as a per person?
Yeah, per person, because it's gonna be, each one will be individually different anyway. And I think we will do whatever it needs to be done to support them, so they don't lose for doing the extra work if they have to do the extra work, but I don't think we need to make a decision right now.
I just think it's a little early to be,
I think she's trying to be prepared.
I think she's trying to be proactive.
Because I think she's already asked Pat, she's already thought about the people that she's had in here before, and already tried to see if she could get somebody in to cover while she's waiting to hire. So I think she's just trying to be prepared, is what I think. That's usually Terry's MO, is being
Mhm.
prepared.
Yeah, no, I think it's about really just being prepared and
Yeah,
being prepared.
so, yeah, we can wait. But she's notified us, so.
Kim's sitting over there like she's like ready to say something.
Yeah, Kim, sorry.
What do you think, Kim?
So I think it's very difficult for the way that we accrue vacation and the way that we keep track of it. So once an employee has reached their max, we will stop recording it. And if the board decides later that, oh, we're gonna forgive that max because because they had this issue, that's difficult. We gotta go back and we gotta undo a lot. So,
Who's at their max?
I think you'll be very close to having, the part-time at her max accrual because she is part-time. Now, that could,
Change.
anything could change, but, I also believe that you will get into a situation where, the department head will not be able to take vacation and therefore not meet her minimum usage of
She's already got a
absolutely
meeting
no
that she's
consequence,
canceling.
not her own accord, but now we are left in a position where she must be there.
Right.
And so there's no way she can meet that minimum.
Okay.
So unfortunately, this is something that because we have such a skeleton crew, we have such a small staff, when we lose one, this is what happens.
Which is why she asked for somebody in the
Absolutely.
warrant articles
I-
this year, yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely understand, and I understand her email, her request today. Unfortunately, I think it's timely. I mean,
Right.
it can, you can always decide later to, make some adjustment if we see that this opening doesn't last long. But we kinda need to know, do we let the accruals progress? Or do we not, according to current policy?
So we could let the accrual progress, but then we can take action on whether or not to carry it over next year or allocate it or.
Yeah, minimum usage.
I know what Steve's thinking is the liability we're carrying.
Yeah.
How far do we want to carry this liability?
Well, the minimum usage conversation doesn't really come into play until we allow them to buy it out in November, right? So that minimum usage really isn't an issue. The thing is, do we let them accrue over their max and they will hit their maxes? So
They're close to hitting their
until
max
the
already.
opening is filled, should we let them accrue over their max?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
how long before they go over?
There's different employees, different.
Yeah, different employees have,
Well, there's only
One,
three.
There's only
Three.
two, there's two now.
Oh, it's a part-time, yeah.
one is probably about 4 months, the other's like 2 months.
Okay, so we do
because
have
she's
some
close.
time.
Well, but she's saying that we should start it now because of a bookkeeping standpoint.
Right. If we just know, let them go over their accrual, as long as the opening exists and they're in, you
Gotcha,
know,
okay.
short mode.
So in December, when she comes to us with this,
If it gets filled, right?
Then it would
If
stop.
it gets filled, then there's still gonna be a training situation. So I see this really being a 4-month type, and I think both of them will hit their accrual, their max accrual at that
then.
time. Which is unfair because they can't take it.
right?
Let's face it, we're
But this-
going into the summer when
this-
everyone wants to take
This
it.
goes two ways. If they hit their max, it's because they haven't been taking it all along.
Yep.
Okay?
Because they've probably
So
been saving.
in my world, it's very cold. There's no leeway.
Want a jacket?
It is what it is. You don't have time, you don't have time. And if you wanna take time off that goes without pay, like, you're at risk. You better be worthwhile, because that can be a reason for people to get cut. In my world, okay? So nobody in my world has too much time. It can't happen. I go two ways on it. I mean, they've almost put themselves in the situation by accruing so much time and not using it. To me, it's proof we give too much time.
That's not fair. Because they do save it though, but they do save it for, we live in a really cold climate and if they don't go on vacations because they don't have the money to go do that, then they save it for the summer.
You can beg 200 and something hours.
Oh,
'Cause
how many
they're
hours
on
can
the
we
earned
make?
time.
We're talking 5-6 weeks. I don't know about part-time. I don't know what part-time gets.
Oh, okay.
I get 2 weeks
All right, that's different.
I get 2 weeks.
I'll get anything.
and 7 holidays.
Steve, that makes me feel really bad. The only one I'm feeling bad for is my friend over there.
It's like, I see both sides of the spectrum on this.
It's 250 hours.
I
That's
hate
a
to
lot
say
of
it.
time.
I hate to say it, but if they're at a skeleton crew, and if we really wanted to dig our heels in and say no,
Close it.
they need to close.
Close it, take a vacation day.
So the
Now-
problem then is we need to have a procedure that they're gonna go about if they need to close, to take time off.
Now, and these individuals, are they already carrying over? Do they have,
What's
That's an ouch.
I know it is.
That's an ouch.
Because I do believe the town clerk, tax collector can set those hours
she can can change her hours right now if she wanted to.
of the department. So, I mean, I think, you know, she always keeps the residents
In mind.
first in mind.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
but I said my piece.
We're both in trouble.
I'm kinda on Bob when Bob said we still have time. I'm kind of along with that. Let's see how it goes. Maybe we get a candidate right away. And if we're at the edge of them exceeding their time, without them deeming a possibility of taking the time, we can discuss then if we'll extend.
And it is, if we have to do
But I
something
think as
manual,
far
it's
as
two-
right now, we still have time.
Yeah.
That we don't need
Only
to
two.
act on it right away.
how hard is it to track it? Like you were saying, do you have to do something in the system to say continuous?
We'll create another. No, we'll keep it offline of
Okay.
the payrolls. It does go into our payroll system so
Right.
that employees can see it on their check how much time
Yep.
they have. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, 'cause we don't want to
We don't want to.
hurt them and treat them
Right.
poorly, but we also,
And it is
I
part
complain
of,
on your behalf does not constitute.
when you work for a municipality, you typically don't make top dollar like you could somewhere else.
Right, and you
But
get
you
the
have
benefits.
benefits that exceed what you'd get somewhere else.
Yep, I agree.
So there is that trade-off, and I understand. I'm just,
Pensions and
I
everything.
come from the other side.
Anyway, else, I'd love to have a pension.
So sometimes things are hard for me to relate.
Yeah, yeah.
I come from the other side too, and I can say I never, in all my years, 30 years in private sector, got the
But
vacation
that's sometimes
time that you
that's
would
an
get
exchange.
after 5 years in the
Right,
public
right,
sector.
Yeah.
It,
It's an
to
exchange.
Mr. Perry's point, there is trade-offs. You're generally paid lower with better benefits.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to check on
That's
this.
Trust me, I'm jealous of the time they get
That's
off.
eroding too.
Okay, so we will.
Alright, so we're
wait.
gonna hold off, we'll
Yep.
monitor the situation, I think we're in agreement to do it if we have to do it, but we're gonna see where it goes. Hopefully, we can find a candidate that can fill the slot really quickly.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Okay, moving on to the next and last added to the agenda, which is the water lines by Hillcrest. Mr. Perry, you brought this up.
So I wasn't on the board. This happened, I'm gonna guess, 2 years ago when they put the hydrants in down there. If I remember correctly, there was a guarantee for the plantings that were being put in because they had to take down all the trees and everything where the little brook area is, or the water drainage that runs under the road. Half of them are dead.
Where is this?
Where is this? We're talking
Yeah,
about?
where is
Behind
this?
Tamarack. There's like the pipe that runs under the road.
Yeah.
That goes over behind your neighbor's house.
Yeah, yeah,
Right there on the Tamarack side,
yeah.
they planted a couple of pine trees and then they planted a couple of other things. 2 pine trees are dead and all the other things are dead.
Who did? The Penachuk?
That would have been Penchuck, yeah.
And there was supposed to be a guarantee on that,
When they put the water lines in.
that was supposed to either be done by the road agent or the conservation commission. I don't know who was supposed to manage that. But there was somebody that was supposed to hold them to it, because they gave a guarantee. Now, it's 2 years, it's probably too late, but I figure it's worth asking.
Maybe, maybe not.
I never even noticed the dead trees.
So,
Find out.
they're only like 5 feet tall,
Yeah,
but I mean, there is not a needle on
really.
a couple of them.
So you're gonna give a call and see,
My favorite people.
Kim will call.
My favorite people.
That's all.
We're gonna talk about hydrants.
Oh, boy.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
actually. There's a hydrant in my neighborhood that's got knocked off.
Really?
Yeah. Do we pay for that?
No, they
Not
said
our
they'll
hydrant.
send someone out.
Do we get credit? Because
No.
It's offline.
it's been offline for a long time,
We should get a credit.
pretty much all winter.
That should be a credit, yeah.
What's the address?
It's the corner of Burgess and Brenton.
Okay.
Let me guess, one of our plow trucks knocked it over?
No, it was a car.
Oh, was it a car?
Yep. And the hydrant's no longer there either.
No, because they would, fire department, or police department is supposed to notify them when it's,
Make sure we
when
get a
there's an
credit.
accident.
That's $550 right there.
That's what I want.
A month.
All right.
But then the car accident, the insurance should pay for the replacement of the hydrant.
Quite often it will, but you have to
Bill it.
Notify 'em,
do it
yeah.
at the time of the
Bill it,
accident. You
yeah.
have to notify, yeah.
Well, that accident happened
Long time
Months
ago.
ago.
months ago.
Okay.
All right, at 8:18, I'm gonna open the floor for a second public input. Not seeing any public, I'm gonna close it at 8:18. Town Administrator Report. Ms. Kleiner.
We have requested a reimbursement, from, Clean Fleets, for the fire rescue truck. That's $283,500. So that was submitted to DES. I did hear back that it has progressed over to, been approved and over to their accounting department. So we should get that. I don't know if everyone saw, there were multiple news reports speaking about a study that was done on property taxes in New Hampshire. I know, WMUR had it. The New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute, which is, it does exceptional research. I mean, they do great research. They did this study, and many people have been speaking about it. It speaks to the fact that your property taxes really change dependent upon where you live. It can vary drastically. So I did put a copy of the report in your portal, if anyone wanted to read it, or if the
I read
public
part of it, yep.
wanted to.
Yep.
Penachuk fire hydrants. So, we got a change, to the cost due to hydrants added, the horse farm, even one on Talarico and Rose Meadows. And there has been approved by PUC an additional QPAC charge. QPAC charges is when they go into debt and there's increased debt and they have to finance it. It's the charge that gets to all of the users. So they had one approved for 2024. This isn't even 2025's, which I understand is going to be next month. So this will go up if QPAC charges are approved by the PUC, but ultimately with the change in the number of hydrants and the 2024 QPAC charges, we will now be about $16,000 over budget for the year. They did let me know, I spoke with the CFO, and he said that going forward, if there are addition to hydrants, they will hold off on increasing the charge until the next budget year. But because they had new staff and because these hadn't been added to our estimates for 2026 back in December, they hit us now, but they won't hit us for additional ones until the next year. So 16,000 over budget, without the 2025 QPACs, which will be coming. But,
Get you again.
yep.
Yeah, those things just keep giving, don't they?
It's a good
I
thing it's
really
not
do.
given.
What they
New
give 'em, they don't want.
Hampshire low and moderate income property tax relief. We have posted this information for people. Now, this is, substantially lower income because for max people, I think the married is 37,000. So this is
It's
a
low.
lot lower than, for single it's 37 or less, married 47 or less, which is far lower than our elderly exemptions.
Yep.
But this is one that's actually through the New Hampshire DRA. AARP has these tax aids that help people. So I posted it to our Facebook today. And we've posted it out here, and if people need more information, all this does is lessen the amount that they pay for the state education
Which is the
portion
larger
of their
portion.
bill.
So there are people that you've been dealing with, that we've been talking about, that are not eligible for those, or are eligible but still need more help. Is that going to help them?
This is pretty low. I mean, 37,000. If
Yeah,
you're only making, bringing in 37,000, contact us because we'll definitely get you in touch with these people. But I tend to think that's a very small
Okay,
group.
damn, all right, well, good try.
I hope. But it's out there, and so that's that. State legislation, the number one, is Senate Bill 661. This is a risk pool. So this is our healthcare, this is health trust. Not, people tend to think about Primex too. It is a risk pool, but not the same type. So, the problem with this bill is this is the one that will allow them to charge us assessments, additional amounts, if the claims get too high. So like what you saw with the school district, we don't want this. That's not how Health Trust operates right now. Health Trust keeps a safety pool high enough to cover claims, which means we don't get those crazy bills. That's what we want. But apparently, the state legislature seems determined to go the opposite way. And so.
They didn't watch what happened with the schools this last year?
Guess
Did they
not.
miss that?
And no, and, you know,
What was, ours was like 525, but I think other towns,
oh, there were like 2 million.
$2 million and,
Hudson
yeah.
was $1 million.
And I
Hudson was
mean,
a million, yeah, it
it's
was insane.
crazy. And so what they're saying is, well, the towns will have to keep a fund on hand.
Of $1 million.
Okay, well, we're gonna add to this fund every year,
We have
which
an
is
$8
gonna
million
mess with our
budget.
tax cap, which is gonna mess. No,
No.
What we have right now works. I mean,
Right, don't change it.
Yeah. but
Don't make it worse.
So there is a hearing tomorrow at 1:15. So we'll see what they have to say. But it does put the whole program under the Secretary of State.
Trust me, I'm from the government, I'm here to help.
And then the other one is House Bill 1066. That talks to our ability to go into lease. And it would require us to jump through a few different loops than we do now. It's a little bit more work. It's not like it's crazy, but most towns and municipalities and the NHMA are strictly against it. So they're pushing that right now. And then CIP, we've got all our members. We've scheduled the first meeting for May 4th. We'll review the bylaws and set the schedule for the rest of the year. I am also working with the road agent and NRPC. I believe our first meeting is Thursday to start the new pavement assessments, so that we can get new ratings for all of our roads. And so we'll start that as well. That's all I have.
Cool. All right, moving to selectmen reports. Mr. Leary.
Rick, we meet tomorrow night. Last meeting, basically revolved around, switching around some field permits and, trying to work with the Spirit of Litchfield for their 2 events that they have in the summer and the winter, so that they can get enough of a head start on them to, ensure that they're successful.
They do election of officers.
I think they're supposed to do this meeting.
No,
right?
we're gonna do it this meeting. It's supposed to be tomorrow night.
Okay, is that it, Mr. Leary?
That's it. Short meetings, I like it.
Chris from Rec has been very good about coming to the 125th Zoom meetings that occur every Thursday now. We're up to
125th?
every Thursday.
125th?
250th.
You said 125th.
Did I really?
You're tired.
I'm so tired. It's 8:30. Yeah, the 250th party. He's been really helpful because it cuts down on the amount of having to go there for a meeting and then coming back. So those meetings have been going well. It's a very exciting group. They're all excited about everything they're doing, and it really is coming together. The last thing I see that's really going to be a scheduling issue is the events that are going to happen on the stage, because we're running the gamut from bands that we're hiring, bands that we're looking for to volunteer. Melissa Hoffman Dance School kids, I called there and talked to them, and they're all for it. And there's another dance class that wants to bring other kids. We have a lot of kids in those dance programs that would be fun to have them have that option. So that's going really well. We have raised some money. The planning board, my first planning board meeting was last Tuesday. It was really interesting. There was a lot going on. Talking about the multi-use event that area that Mr. Charbonneau is creating and what's going on there. We had a big public presence there to hear what he had to say. We're going to do a site walk, and that will occur. We have, I think, of May 2nd as the date. We're going to do a site walk of that area. He's going to post it so we get a better idea of how close some of this building is going to be to the actual residents that live around it. Because they're saying things on numbers, but nobody can stand in the middle of what he's gonna be creating and see how it feels. So that's gonna happen. It was really interesting. They were very welcoming. Glad to be there.
Harry?
Budget committee, they elected John Davidson as chair again, and Scott Taylor will be the vice chair. The budget committee asked, there was a few questions that went around about the voter's guide, and that, William Hayes, he's also back on the board, that was who got appointed for the open position. Was asking questions about the voter's guide, wanting to be able to put information into the voter's guide. I said that I would bring it up, and I didn't see why we couldn't use some of their thoughts in constructing the voter's guide, but I don't know if we can actually allow them to put what they want in it. I mean, I guess we could, the voter's guide's actually pretty open.
Yeah, it's
But-
ours.
Well, it's ours too. I think you gotta still state the facts. You really can't.
You gotta play within the rules.
If they wanna make a statement about
Opinions.
what their position is over the tax cap, I certainly think they can do that.
Yeah, I think that's what they're looking for. So-
Budget committee statement on warrant article 15.
As long as it clearly,
Yeah.
states that it is the budget committee's opinion, because I wouldn't want it to be our opinion.
Right.
And where it is put together by staff, so I mean, I think they asked the question on who does this. I work with all of the department heads, whoever wrote the articles. And we work to construct it, then it's generally reviewed by the board, and then it goes out.
Did they say specifically what they would like to have been able to say?
There was a lot of discussion about it.
Okay.
We'll
I'll go
just
back
leave it
and
at that.
watch it.
I think
They,
the
they wanna
roads-
know if they can have some input on it, and I said that I'd bring it up and we'll discuss it, and,
I don't personally see why not, but.
right, I agree, as long as it clearly states it's their opinion, I think it would be fine, but, other than that, no, CIP, May 4th, is our first meeting for the CIP. What was that? Peanut
John's
gallery?
favorite.
They don't have a chair and a vice chair because they've left, correct?
Peter was the, no, Peter's the, was
Peter,
the,
well,
valet. Yeah,
So they reassign them every year, they
Yeah.
choose them every year.
yeah,
Peter has been,
for the
the
past 2 years, I
vice
think.
chair the last two.
Yeah,
But Mr. Curta was the chair
since it's,
since always.
yeah.
And he has left.
Okay, so, other than that, I'm on vacation, April 25th through May 2nd. I will have my phone, I'll be available if anybody needs me, but I will not be at the next meeting.
Gannon?
Concom, they did election of officers, appointed George as the chair, Matt as the vice chair. This Saturday, as we mentioned earlier, is gonna be the cleanup of Route 3A. We're doing our site walks for all the properties. They procured and picked up the new lawnmower this past Saturday. We discussed the land leases, lots of discussion on land leases, as well as donations for the garden lots, along with writing up a MOA of a MOU for the users to specify the size of their plots and what they can and can't do outside the fences. The concern now is some of them are starting to get extended, and then there's a lot of hoses or buckets or whatever outside the fence, and they're getting hit by the lawnmowers and cleaning, so they're gonna make sure everybody knows, keep your area within a certain area, keep it clean. And that's it.
That can actually be added, they all sign a lease with the garden. That can actually be added to the lease.
They have a lease, there is a lease?
Yeah, there's a lease, and that can be added onto the lease. Because they complained about it last year, and I thought it was taken care of. And maybe they're just reiterating it this year, just to
Yeah, I
remind
think they're just
people.
gonna reiterate
Because
it,
people
yeah.
did like really cute, it looked like their front porches, but yeah, it wasn't feasible to maintain
can't,
it.
yeah.
As cute as it was, and as nice an idea, it wasn't feasible to maintain it that way. But it can be added to their leases, and you probably want to make sure that everybody signs a new lease every year.
Noted.
I have, school facilities, they met last month, I think, last month, end of last month. Next meeting, I think, is, not until May. There's a community forum, tomorrow at CHS. I believe it's at 6 o'clock, and it's GMS topics and so on and so forth. Emergency management has not met, so we're good there, and that's it for me.
Yeah, same thing, energy, we haven't, I'm expecting to come up soon after the conversation, but we have no idea where we stand with energy yet. The numbers are still too high to
Right?
hit.
Yeah, I keep reaching out to Standard Power asking, they haven't been able to lock in anything.
Cool.
Should be changing.
All right, so that somewhat concludes our public meeting tonight. We do have two non-public topics to go into. We're gonna go into non-public under RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, Section A, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected, one, has a right to a public meeting, and two, request the public meeting to be open, in which case the request shall be granted. And our second part of the public, non-public will be RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, Section B, the hiring of any persons as a public employee. Do I have a second and second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0-0. We'll be going into non-public. We will only come out to adjourn our public meeting. Non-public is starting at 8:37 PM. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.